getting in trafficwave just to do the business. You know, I use an example that my dad used when I was a kid, that he would never buy a Ford if the Ford salesman is driving a Chevrolet. Because if that Ford salesman doesn't believe in what he's selling, then why in the world should I buy from him? So if you're going to be a trafficwave affiliate, which everybody on here tonight is, if you're not using the product, then you're not really, how can you tell someone else to use it? It's kind of counterproductive. So I definitely encourage you. I know Richard, you're trying to set yours up for your website. So I know you're trying to use the trafficwave, so that's good. And you're also implementing it in our list building site as well. So that's important, to use the product. That way you can talk about it. I mean, I eat, live, and breathe trafficwave because I see the benefits of it. I see how well it works, okay? You should be doing the same thing. You've got to learn your business. Go to the wiki pages that we have in trafficwave. There's lots of good videos, lots of good explanation. So go to those videos, learn the system. And of course, Richard, you're good about reaching out to me and asking questions, which I encourage people to do. You know, I am there. I'm available. My team is called Triple A team. You know, and it's none of that BS about we're going to build your team, your downline for you. That's not what the Triple A team is about. It's about helping each other, coming together like superheroes, working together to build a solid foundational business. Foundational. This is not an overnight thing. But look, I mean, Brian, or Trafficwave, has been paying out affiliates for over 20 years. Over $1 million. $1 million have been paid out to affiliates. We know this business works. Okay, so don't be one that goes to the free trial and then gives up. Go all in. All in is only $17.95. I mean, some of these businesses, all in is $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. All in with trafficwave is $17.95, and with 3, it becomes free. And that's just that simple. With 3, it becomes free. Okay.
Sign me up, man. Sign me up. I'm ready to join you down line. Pretty sure I interrupted you, man. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just filling in for you till you got your technical
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Fox. Man, that was...
Dan is SLP built around trafficwave?
SLB, Super Lister, is totally geared toward trafficwave. All the videos in there talks about incorporating trafficwave to the listing system. When you set your trafficwave up to SLB, when someone signs up, they automatically go into your trafficwave list. All the people, everybody on my team that joins SLB gets automatic, that's in trafficwave, automatically gets upgrades with that. So yeah, the system is, anybody can join the team or not. I mean, that's not, but it's geared toward list building with the, it's totally on trafficwave because that's the #1 autoresponder system around. I think Brian would agree with that.
I couldn't agree more. You bet. Dan, while you're on there, man, you're talking about SLB. Go ahead and share that URL. How do they find you online?
It's superlistbuilder.com, superlistbuilder.com, superlistbuilder.com. And it is a traffic exchange, safe list, but it is geared specifically toward encouraging people to join your trafficwave team, whether you are on my team or somebody else's team. It's set up so that you can bring people, you can promote that URL, people can join your trafficwave.
That's awesome.
There.
So do you focus on showing folks how to build their own list for what they're doing? They're building their list. That's
exactly right.
I heard you say earlier, and I love that because I had a conversation today with someone about, which team should I join? That conversation is still going on. And I was no hablo inglés. I don't have that conversation with anybody. What I want you to do is sign up for Trafficwave because you want to build your list to grow your business. And if you're looking for somebody else, to build your list for you, good luck. You can find somebody, I'm sure. But I have yet to experience or see or hear about a success story that is contingent upon somebody else built my business. I've never seen it happen. Somebody asked me a while back about who I think the best sponsor is. I said, how would I know? I don't even have one. I don't have a sponsor. So, and I'm not trying to be contrarian about that, but I think what I saw you do just now, Dan, first of all, thank you for stepping in there. You guys, if you didn't catch all this fun stuff, I was very late getting here. And I had some other things go. I'd love to come up with a real big dramatic excuse that there were Jedis that attacked. That's not what happened. I got distracted by other things going on, and I'm sitting there, and I went through Facebook, and there's Dan go, hey, Brian, are we still on? Uh-oh. I mean, let's call it the time change threw me off or something. I don't know. But I jumped on here, and when I got on and started admitting people into the room, Dan was rolling on a full trafficwave presentation, probably in many ways better than I would do it. And I love that. And you guys have heard me talk about this.
Have you voted yet?
Have I voted yet? A few days ago. It's November 9th now. They're going to count them next week, but yeah. So what I loved about what I just saw happen was, number one, Dan, a leader, stepped up and goes, hey, Brian, where you at? And I jump on, and he wasn't sitting there doing this, and he wasn't, what's going on, and where's Brian, and why am I? He just started talking to the guests that were here like a leader does, and talked about building, the importance of building your list, and talk about how he himself builds his list. And he mentioned that I spy on accounts. I'm the owner. I supervise. I administratively oversee. But he makes a good point. I can see what everybody's doing. And I'm the guy that when I get that support ticket, that email going, it's not working, I'm the guy that goes into the account. And 9 times out of 10, when I get that kind of message, it's the person that emailed me is not working. They're not doing the work. They haven't set up any of the tools. They've not followed any of the steps. At best, they followed maybe 2 out of 10 kind of thing. And that's not to pick on anybody, but it's success is about following the plan, doing the stuff. And Dan put it very well. He uses these tools to build his list. Now, in Dan's case, he's got Super List Builder. And yay, man. You're using these tools to build your list and show people how to do this stuff. And that over and over and over again. It's funny, I was talking to, I can't remember who, but I basically got this thing in my head. Said, I feel like I just keep saying the same thing over and over again. And it hit me. I need to keep saying the same thing over and over again, because it is the simple stuff that we do over and over again. Dan, I noticed a guitar back there behind you over what looks like your left shoulder. How long have you been? Go ahead.
That is an honor of you, Brian. That is an honor of you.
I appreciate that. So my point being, when you started playing guitar, did you pick it up and just sound amazing from the very beginning?
I don't play guitar. This is a virtual background.
Virtual background. Okay. Well, I'm even more honored. For those who don't know.
I literally put it in honor of you.
That's hilarious. And I'm honored, man. Thank you very much. I play bass, for those of you that don't know.
I'm a drummer.
Hey, I won't hold that against you. You know. You say, what do you call a guy that hangs out with musicians? Drummer. So let's talk about playing drums. I can't play drums to save my life. When you first sat down, did you just sound great, had a great groove, and it felt good, and started working right away? No, started working on fundamentals, right? Basics.
Yeah, right. I mean, I started in 4th grade and had a great band director, and it's kind of grew from there. Eventually, by the time I was in high school, I was a section leader,
Very cool.
But I had to work at it. It's kind of like a traffic wave. You just don't come in and automatically be expert. You got to work at it. You got to build up to it. You got to grow into it. Same way with
exactly
my
drumming. You made the point perfectly. We start with the fundamentals. I love how you said you had a great band director. And I think that's so important for us in music, in business, in life. We need a good mentor. We need a good coach. And then did you find in your experience learning how to play drums, did the fact that you showed up for class, was that all it took? Or did you have to go home and do some work on some rudiments and some drills and work on the paradiddles and the flams and the things outside of class time?
My mom got so tired of me beating those drums at home. She's like, don't you get enough of that in school? But no, I mean, She got so tired she finally bought me a practice pad when it was not as loud. But yeah, you had to practice. You just
had to put in the work, right?
Right.
Yeah. And that's true in this business. It's true in any business. We've got to put in the work. I heard a mentor of mine, a trainer, said to me, we've got everything available for you. You've got to go get it. It's all here. But if you don't move toward it and you don't take these steps and get in action, do the things we're teaching you, you're going to think we failed you. But that's not what happened. You got to come after this. And it was about something they were teaching me. I'm a student in that situation. And I hear things from both sides because I get to be a teacher here and a student there. I'm also a student here all the time. I learn from when Dan shares his story. But I kind of feel that same way in trafficwave. We've given you everything. Dan mentioned the wiki. And we've got the videos. And we've got the articles and the blog and the updates that I send out almost daily from trafficwave. And so there's no way that someone can legitimately say, we're not training, we're not supporting, we're not helping. I get that claim every once in a while, but then I go back and I show them, do you remember this email and this email and this email? They go, well, yeah, that's us training you. That's us teaching you. You've got to actually open those and read those and take the steps that are in there. These days I'm not practicing near as much on playing bass. I'm very busy in business and I'll still pick up things and I'll try things. And what I've found is because of the fundamentals that I've built over here in previous years, I can catch a video tip, a quick tutorial, and apply that very quickly. Probably true for you as well, Dan, with drums. I know what they're doing. Let me play on it, make this adjustment. Whereas there's some things I want to talk to you guys about, and I can't yet. I've got the development team working on some really cool stuff that's happening. You're going to love it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, don't do that.
That's all you get.
Horrible.
That's all you get. That's all you get. It's going to be great. We thought it would be done by now, so I'm hesitant to even say anything now. Don't ask me when, because I don't know. I thought it would be done a few weeks ago, and I was drooling. But I do know this: when you see it, you're going to love it. But it will require that we look at things a little bit different. The layout's going to be different a little bit, and everything's we do. You just click here, we're going to click there. We used to take 4 clicks, now we take 1 click. So improvements across the board. The point being, we go through life in music and business and life and all kinds of skills, and we learn things and we build upon that foundation. And so it's important beyond belief, important that we build that foundation properly. In our case, when you go to blog.trafficwave.net, you'll see the email marketing tips. You'll see the videos. Watch those videos. Apply the information that's in there. See those email marketing tips. Go through, and I think each article might take 3 to 5 minutes to read. And then depending on where you're at in your process, how familiar you are with the overall system and computers in general, might take another 5 minutes, might take another 20 minutes to implement what's in that article. But it's so incredibly important. We did a thing here a few weeks ago on tracking your open rates and your click-through rates. And a few folks who had been on this meeting, and then or some also that watched the video afterwards and said, you know what, I went and I did it. I'm already seeing my open rate go up. They made a few changes, simple things. I'm already seeing my click-through rate go up. And folks, that it's almost boring sometimes because you think, well, I'm working on ad copy. I'm working on my subject line. I'm working on placement of this button or that button, my call to action. Little, what I consider the nuts and bolts of marketing. Just the simple things that we do. Now, I say it's simple, and I've been doing this for 20 years. And there were times when I first started out, I was like, I don't even know what that means. What are they? And I'd read about it. And I'd go dig in and find another article or a video, and I'd watch the video. I'm starting to understand that now. And I'd bring it back to trafficwave. Let's try this. And I'd sit down and I'd talk with the developers, and we'd whiteboard ideas. And what if we did it this way? What if we did it that way? And a lot of things we tried weren't as good as we thought they would be. Some of the things we tried were better than we thought they would be. The point is we kept doing things. And as we streamline and fine tune and make these things more efficient, we then break it down and we share it with you guys to help you in your business, whatever your business is. So I'm kind of talking around in circles now. Build your list, right? What do we talk about? Drive traffic so you can build your list, so you can build rapport, so you can drive sales. So if you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or TikTok or any of that stuff, you're going to see me constantly working on getting traffic or getting eyeballs to capture pages. Whatever that content is that I'm talking about. If you're part of the Traffic Wave group, that Traffic Wave content is always about Traffic Wave. If you're part of my stuff for the advertising company, it's always about the advertising company. I've recently partnered with an insurance company, and any content you see about that will be about a capture page for the insurance services that we offer. We're doing life and all that fun stuff. You see me posting about my music stuff. I'll show you a way to get on that list to keep up with my gig dates when they're coming up. All of it, no matter what, is always about getting eyeballs to something that has a capture form on it. So the person that wants to know more can fill out that form. Now they're on my list. That's when my autoresponder kicks in and takes over for them, takes over for me, sending them the information that I've already written. And I promise you, I change that information. Those pre-written letters get changed. Last week, I spent some time going through and identifying letters. I looked at some things, thought, man, I could do that better. And so I changed the copy. I changed the call to action. I changed the layout. I changed the placement, changed the subject line. I get to go through every few weeks, sometimes really more like every few months, because I got all this other stuff going on with the company. And I'll look at the letters from the copywriting perspective. I'll look at them with new eyes. What if I didn't know what Traffic Wave was? Would that letter matter to me? Would I open that? And I found somewhere I looked at it and said, man, I wouldn't open that. I own the company and I wouldn't open that letter. And so I've got to go back. You kind of have to take yourself out of your own head and look at it the way a customer or a prospect would look at it. And so then I'll go through and I'll rewrite that and I'll run it again for a while, run it for a few months, and go back and look at those open rates. If my open rates are going up, we made good progress. See what else we can adjust and improve. But I guess the key to this thing is always, as you're reading the articles, as you're watching the videos, as you're checking out the wiki, be thinking in terms of how am I going to drive traffic so I can build my list, so I can build rapport, so I can drive sales. Now, I'm not sure how much we've talked about building rapport, so let's spend a little bit of time on that. What I see a lot of people do is they'll get someone on their list and that letter hammers them with a sales message. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Second letter comes out. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Third letter comes out. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Don't do that. I draw the analogy of, imagine, you're single and you want to go pick up a date. And you show up and you walk into the bar, you go, hey, you want to get married? They're going to get, no. You walk in, you build rapport, you say hi. You offer to buy them a drink or you get them a napkin or some way to, hi, I'm not a creepy person. Here's, my card or whatever you do. Networking groups. I've gone to some before the COVID thing, I would go to live people in a room networking groups, and I would watch. And I saw people just, hi, I'm Brian. Will you buy my stuff? No. I don't even know what it is that you sell or what it can do for me. I did a post recently on my Facebook wall about developing your 30-second commercial. And this is important. Spend a little bit of time on your own at home. Develop a 30-second commercial. If someone were to ask you, what is that you can do for my business? What can you do for me? And Dan, can I put you on the spot because you're shaking your head? If I were to ask you, you and I meet at a restaurant, we're having coffee or someplace we're having scotch. I don't know if you drink scotch, but you tell me you're in email marketing. So, well, what is it? What's that going to do for my business? Do you have an answer for that?
I do. My business is designed on helping you to build a clientele list where you can readily meet your customers and have them available to you so they know what's going on in your business. I provide tools to you to help your business grow stronger.
There you go. Now, folks, if I'm a business person, I'm going to want to know more about that. I'm going to say, dude, that's awesome. You got a card? Or how do I find out more? And then Dan hopefully can either message him or he's got a card or however he does it. In my case, I grab my cell phone and I text them a link to trafficwave.net. My 30-second commercial goes like this. If I were to stand up in front of a group, my name is Brian Rooney. I'm the president and CEO of an email marketing company called trafficwave.net. Our goal is to help you build prospect lists, automate the follow-up so you can generate more sales for your business, increasing your profitability while reducing your expenses. If you'd like to know more, let me know. And I sit down. Now, what happens, do you think, when I go to those meetings and I give that little presentation right there? When that meeting is over, I usually have people come to me wherever we are in that room, and they give me a card, or they say, hey, how's that work? I want to know more about that. It's not salesy. It's not pressury. It's not, I'm going to change the world. It's, I can help you generate more leads, automate your follow-up so you can close more sales for your business, increasing profitability and reducing overhead.
Basically, what you did is you provided an appetizer to make them want to eat more.
That's exactly right. That's a
really
great
what
way
it
to
comes
put
down
that. That's a great way to put that. I provided an appetizer to make them want to eat more. Dan, I like you more and more, man.
Yeah,
Folks,
because if you're stuffing it down their throat,
yeah,
they're not going to want to deal with it, you know. So,
right.
so by you laying it out there, just giving them just enough to whet their appetite, to where they're seeking you out. You're becoming the prey. They're hunting you instead of you hunting them.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. And you find what you end up with then is you talk to people that want to talk to you. If you guys are on LinkedIn, this happened to me probably 3 or 4 times today. Somebody sent me a connection request to be a friend like you do on Facebook and just began to hammer me with a sales pitch. I looked at it and was, they know nothing about me. I know nothing about them. They're inviting me to get on the phone to do a presentation, to buy something I don't even want to sell. I don't want to buy. And I do it all the time. All the time. I say, wouldn't it make more sense for you to have this conversation with somebody that wants to know more? Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing. No. You just started hammering me with a sales pitch. What if you had a way you could get a list of people that want to know more about what you have to sell? Would that be of interest to you? See what happened there? I knew I was talking to a person that wanted to build their business. That's why they're pitching me. I show them, I say to them, what if you had a way you could put that information in front of people that want to get the information? That's what trafficwave is all about. That's what we are all about. It's helping you build that list so you can follow up with people that want to know more about what you do. And in that process, and this is what we were talking about before, building rapport. You're not just pounding on with sales. My trafficwave series of letters, last I looked, is about 90 messages long. It goes for a period of months now. I did that way on purpose. And probably every 3rd to 5th letter is sales. Here's why you want to sign up today. 30 days free. We'll pay for your first 30 days. Get on board. We'll show you everything. Kick the tires. No risk. No card needed. All that fun stuff. The other messages are tips, many of which are taken from our blog. Feel free to repurpose that content for your own autoresponder letters if you want to. But it might be how to write a good subject line, how to use personalization to improve your open rates, how to build rapport, how to generate more leads. And I'll walk them through how I personally refer over 50 new clients to trafficwave each and every month. And the way I do it is I do all the stuff that I teach you to do on the blog at trafficwave.net. And so that's where that building rapport thing comes in. And what happens is I'll get emails back from people. I've been reading your messages for sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years. I've been getting your messages for days, weeks, months, years. I really feel like you're the person I can trust. How do I get started? Or I really love that you keep reaching out to me and following up with me. I've got a few questions, and they ask me those questions. And from there, what they see is I'm a human, I'm real, I'm responsible, I answer their questions. And they're much more comfortable doing business with us. So they go ahead and sign up. It's not complicated. It's about being available, being transparent, and using these tools to convey that message to them that shows them, I want to help you succeed. And that can be true for whatever your business is. If you're doing weight loss supplements, show them how you can help them. Tell them your own story. I did a thing here a while back on a challenge that I had. It wasn't going well for me. I was having a bad day. I mean, a bad day in terms of sales. It wasn't going well, and I was feeling kind of bummed out, and I had to push through it and read some articles and adjust some thinking and rewrote some copy. But I shared that story with people in my letters, in my email marketing autoresponder. And it was about the struggles that Brian Rooney goes through. And I said, here's the point. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have struggles. I have things I have to overcome, new habits I've got to learn. I'm going through a whole process today. I'm 54 years old. And I'm going through a whole process learning things like I'm 19, 20 years old again. New ways of marketing, new ways of having a conversation, new ways of handling objections, new ways of making a presentation to somebody. Number 1, I love learning. Number 2, I want to get better at what I do. Number 3, I want my business to grow. So I'm going to learn. Every chance I get, I'm going to learn from somebody who's doing more than I am. This is why I love seeing like Dan and Richard and some folks, they come to this presentation. This is the way I interpret this is they're saying, I want to be in the conversation. I want to hear what's going on. Tonight's a good example of Dan actually being a part of leading the conversation. And I remember maybe a month and a half ago, Dan and I having some conversations where he was talking to me about how to improve his results. And what I love about this, I'll be talking about this forever, Dan, so get used to it. We're on Facebook messaging back and forth. Brian, I've got a question about this. I could use some help here. I feel like I'm not getting traction here. And then we looked at some things and, well, have you looked at this article or this video? Or I recommend you try this. And you began to implement those changes and began to see results and began to see results and began to see results and began to see results. And
literally, like you're saying, overnight. I mean, literally on the weekend. I mean, I made the changes, and through the weekend, I started getting signups just based on what you were telling me. Just it's tweaking it. That's all.
It's a constant process, isn't it? It's a constant process. We tweak and we learn and we grow. So, folks, I've kind of been talking here, and Dan's been talking. Dan, again, thank you so much for jumping in here, man, and driving this bus for me. Do you guys have any questions for me? You can ask me out loud. You can do a chat thing on there. I want to help you all I can to get the answers you need to make the most of your account with us that you possibly can. Richard, always good to see you, man. Glad you're on here, buddy. And I've got, looks like Mary Triggs on there. Your camera's a little blurry, and maybe that's on purpose, and that's okay. Your microphone is muted. Do you have it? I'm gonna send you an option to unmute. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Come on, Mary. Don't be
I just did. I'm on mute. I'm unmuted.
No problem. Is there a question?
But the camera problem, I can't fix that right now.
That's all right. I'm sorry you got to look at me. That's just how it is. Do you have a question for us that we can help you with tonight?
No, I don't. I just have to get back in there.
Okay.
And then get into those videos, interested in what you're talking about, I just have to dive in and get it done.
Yeah, get in there and get it done. That's perfect. And as you're going through and watching those, if you have questions, if you're on the blog, for example, and you have a question or something you're watching, you'll see toward the bottom a place to leave a comment. You're welcome to put a question there. You're also welcome to open up a support ticket in your back office, and one of our support team members will see that and answer back to you as quick as they can. I guess, Dan, is Mary in your organization, trafficwave?
Yeah, both Mary and Richard are. Yeah. Perfect.
Dan, as you know, is very responsive. He's getting fantastic results. I think some of the stuff he could probably teach better than I could. So, yeah, you're in great hands. You're with an outstanding leader. And so, welcome. Are you new to us here at Trafficwave, Mary?
What has it been? A couple of months, maybe.
Okay.
I think it's a couple of months, 3 months,
we'll
maybe.
Consider that new. And we're glad to have you with us. And Dan, again, is an excellent leader. You're already experiencing his leadership in action. Follow his lead.
So, Mary, you have referred 2 or 3 people into your business. What method did you use to bring those 2 or 3 people in? Share that so those people may learn from that.
Yeah, please.
Well, actually, I went in and I what is that, the traffic that you have in there?
The guaranteed traffic?
Yes.
Okay.
I purchased some of that.
Awesome.
About a month ago, I think, and I did get emails that these people signed up. I sent my personal email to them to welcome them.
Okay.
And to encourage them to become a paid member, of course.
Sure.
But I did actually grab the email, the pre-written emails.
Good.
And I set that up in the autoresponder.
Well done.
But then I noticed that when I sent out the email, they were actually receiving those emails as well.
Good.
Are you using the the template email that I put together as well that welcomes people? Because I talk about duplicating that and sending that out, or using that one as well. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, because anytime somebody joins, I send that email to them, welcoming them, introducing myself to them, talking about how I can help them, personalizing it to them so they know that I'm a real person,
Right.
not just an
Yeah,
automatic machine.
Perfect.
You know.
Send me a
Yeah,
welcome
I
letter.
sent that out, as well. They are receiving those pre-written emails, but I did
Sure.
send out that welcome
Excellent.
email.
Good deal. Good deal. Richard, you had something you were saying, bud?
I'm embarrassed to admit this, then I'll ask my question. Dan first contacted me 2 or 3 years ago, and I went down so many rabbit trails that is not even funny.
I get that. I get
And just recently have I decided to get in step with Dan and follow his leadership. And my question to Dan, will you send me one of those welcome letters?
I sent it to you about a week ago. I'll send it to you again, Richard.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime somebody joins Traffic Wave, I send it to them automatically. But I will send it to you again. And when I say automatically, it's not in the autoresponder. I literally send it because I personalize it. But in the first part of the letter says, duplicate this letter when you send it to people that join your list as well. So, but yeah,
I don't think I saw that. And
I'll send it to you again.
okay, thank you.
It'll say, welcome to Traffic Wave.
That's excellent leadership, Dan. Thank you, buddy, very much. Awesome. Folks, you're seeing it happen, and Dan's organization going to keep growing because what he's doing works. And Mary, I commend you for deciding to plug into his system and what we're doing here at Traffic Wave. And Richard, same to you. No shame. You tried some things and you went down some rabbit holes. Who has not done that?
I did too. I've done that in the past too.
I've got so many t-shirts from that journey. Don't even sweat that. The good news is you're in the right lane now. You're with good leadership. You're with the right company, and we're glad to have you. And you keep doing what Dan's teaching you, and you're going to keep seeing results like Dan's doing, and things are going to keep getting better.
I'm counting on it.
Absolutely. Well, folks, again, thank you for your patience.
Brian,
Go ahead, Dan.
I can say one more thing.
Sure.
And you kind of touched on this earlier. You've touched on it in the past. But I think people need to remember that Traffic Wave is not just for people who want to make money with Traffic Wave.
You're exactly
Not
right.
just for people who are in the make money online business. When you log into Traffic Wave, into your members area, and you go to the affiliate URLs, they've got different URLs for different businesses, whether it's music, beauty, business, whatever it may be. There's like 10 or 12 of them, I guess, Brian.
Right.
Of different businesses that you can tie this into. So don't be pigeonholed into thinking I just got to approach people for make money online. Anybody that has something to promote online, even offline, and use Traffic Wave. So don't just get locked into the make money online business niche. It can be for any niche. Everybody needs that.
I talk to mechanics. I talk to restaurant owners. I talk to musicians. I talk to designers. I talk to programmers. I talk to insurance sales reps. Every business out there needs leads. Therefore, every business out there is a potential client of yours. And what I see happen, the highest attrition that we see is in people that join as a way to make quick money, and that's their sole focus. They get those blinders on. They think, well, if I sign up for Traffic Wave, I'm going to get rich. Well, if you sign up for Traffic Wave and learn to use the tools, you can make money. If you learn to use the tools really, really well and you scale it up over time, you can get rich. But I think you mentioned something here at the beginning when I was working through getting speakers all set up, talking about people that they just sign up, they don't get rich in 30 days and they quit. I had a guy literally last month sometime put a cancellation request in, and I looked at what's going on. I looked at the account and literally had signed up 3 days earlier, had set up no tools. And the reason he gave for canceling his account was can't afford it, too expensive, not making money yet.
3 days.
Wow.
3 days. 3 days.
Wow.
Can't afford a free trial. Too expensive.
Wow.
Now, let's look at our price point. Our price point is $17.95 a month. That's about 60 cents a day. There is not a business on the planet that truly cannot afford 60 cents a day for unlimited global email marketing tools. So that's a mindset thing. Because mathematically, it doesn't make sense to not do what we're doing. You can spend $17.95 a month and build a list that you can use that list to generate hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. We've got some of our affiliates here. You might see them kind of pop into our top affiliate report every month or so, every few months, because they're making referrals here, but they're making tens of thousands of dollars in their primary business, and they're stoked because they're using an email marketing system that costs them $18 a month. And they just do the stuff we're talking about. I talked to one of them personally, one-on-one. This has been probably 8 months ago. And I said, be honest with me. I don't try to butter me up because I own the company. I'm not that kind of guy. What are you doing? Just making that kind of money for you in that program over there. He said, Brian, I'm just doing the stuff you teach. So you're not on record. I'm not recording you. There's no gotcha. You're not getting pranked. He goes, no, Brian, I'm just doing what you teach. I just do it big. And I don't know what he's selling. I can't remember now. He told me then. It's a high ticket item. And he generates thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every month by driving traffic to build his list, to build rapport, to close sales. That's it. And so, I'll be banging that drum forever because it just works. It just works. I've personally experienced it in several different industries, email marketing included. So while I'm talking to people about using these tools to make money, it's using these tools. There was an analogy we used many, many years ago, and it still gets referenced every once in a while. During a gold rush, the people that make the most money are the people that sell the tools. Exactly. Selling the shovels and the blue jeans and the pans and the buckets. Those guys are making money left and right consistently. Now, people will go on the gold digging site and the gold mine, and they'll make money. They'll strike it rich. They'll make some money. A lot of people go to the gold mine and they don't make money. But the people that are consistently making money are selling the tools. So you strike that balance in there with what works in your business. But I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make, and Dan, you said it very well, they join trafficwave for the income opportunity only, without taking into account in their mindset the business application of the business tools. You can buy a hammer, but if you don't start swinging the hammer and driving some nails, you ain't gonna build a house. Same is true in business. You don't buy the tools, not use them, and expect money to show up. You got to use the tools. So we're gonna let that be all we say about that for tonight. We'll do it again, I'm sure. Especially Dan and I. We're kind of banging this drum a lot together, he and I. So, folks, again, thank you for stopping out. Sorry for being late at the beginning of this thing, but I'm glad you all stuck around. We're going to do this again next Monday, and I'll be on time. And until then, have a great week.
Take care, Brian.
Thank you,
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
Dan.
I'll have a good evening.
You too.